Hello YouTube, this is Hillbilly Heath. A few days ago, I posted a video about the best budget EDC knives. And I really wanted to get into more detail about each one of those knives, but I like to post videos under 15 minutes, and there's no way I could go through all those knives in 15 minutes. So what I decided to do was take each knife individually and try to explain to you why each of these knives is on my best EDC budget folding knives list. And I wanted to start with the top, like I did in that video, as far as price. Like I mentioned in the video, when I bought this knife 2.5 years ago, it was right around $32. In that other video, I said, you could find it for $35 up to $40. And after doing a little more research, I found out that most sites have it even higher than that. You can find it for $35 if you look really hard on like eBay and Amazon and different sites. Most places have it for around $40. I think Blade HQ even has it for right at $50. So by those terms and by that definition of my EDC list, budget EDC list, this knife will be pushed out of it. But it is still a great knife, and I'm still going to do a review on it. But I just wanted to let you know that this knife is going to be a little higher than the $35 limit that I put on my budget playlist. So let's get into some specs on this knife. This, as you know, is the Kershaw Skyline 1760. Its overall length is 7.3 inches. Blade length is 3 1/8 inches. Blade thickness is 0.09 inches. The blade material is Sandvik 14C 28N. Drop point is what they're calling it. It's almost a spear point blade. Hollow grind with a stone wash. The handle length is 4.25 inches. Handle thickness is 0.4 inches. Handle material is black. This was a black G10. This is a stainless steel liner lock, and like it is a flipper. One hit on this knife, and a lot of people have the same conclusion as I have, is the pocket clip. It really doesn't fit the knife. It's kind of thick in this dimension, I believe, for this knife. This is a really thin, streamlined knife, and the clip just doesn't quite go with it. Not only that, it carries relatively high in your pocket. So you're going to have about that much sticking out of your pocket in the tip down position, and if you change it to tip up, which is normally how I like to carry it, it's even higher. And also it's only for right-handed people, so lefties, sorry about that, but that's the design of the Skyline. And what makes it so lightweight is you got these steel liners on just one side, on the liner lock side, and over here you just got a slab of G10, which is one of the characteristics that makes this so lightweight. At, I believe it's 2.5 ounces, 2.5 ounces, which is extremely lightweight for this size knife. This is a really great slicer, though. The Sandvik steel is one of my favorite budget steels there is. It can take a wicked sharp edge. I mean wicked. These things are little razor blades. Well, that was me. But yeah, they really slice really well, and you can get a really good edge on them. It will rust. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is some little rust spots on there starting to form. But that'll happen with HCR 13 MOV or AUSA. Both of them will rust. And it's not until you get into the little more higher quality steels, that won't be an issue. And, you know, that's not that big a deal for me. I do live in a high humidity environment, so, you know, that's going to happen. But another thing about this knife, it fits really good in my hand. That's one of the credentials I look for in an EDC blade. It can have the best blade there is, but if it doesn't fit in my hand well, then I won't carry it. So that's something that the Skyline has going for it. That handle shape really fits in my hand, and I can get all my fingers on there and really get a good grip on it. And that's just a great feature on this knife, and that's harder and harder to find in knives of this size. Another knife that a lot of people like is the Kershaw Leak, and I'm not a big fan of that Warncliffe blade style and that really fine tip that the Leak has. But the thing that really killed it for me was the handle. The handle does not fit in my hand. It's, you know, my pinky's got nowhere to go with that. And when I found this Skyline, I was like, oh, this takes the Leak's place in my book. But yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot bad you can say about the Skyline. Excuse me. Other than the price going up so much here in the last couple years. Another interesting thing about the Skyline here, there's no stop pin in there. The thumb studs, I don't know if I can, it's hard to do looking over the camera. I can't hardly use them for flipping it. It can be done, but you really gotta get in there and do it. I just flip it. But these thumb studs here that you could use actually are the stopper. If you see over here, it hits that steel lining on one side, and that's your stopper. So that kind of helps reduce the weight too a little bit. Really a great design. I'm not the hugest fans of hollow grinds, but this is probably my favorite hollow grind knife to carry. So if you're interested in the Skyline, and you can find it for $35 to $40, I'd say go ahead and get it. You won't be disappointed. The flipping action on it's great. It's a great slicer, like I said. The steel take a very sharp edge, and it's easy to sharpen too. It's not difficult at all. And the handles feel really good in your hand with that texturized G10. So if you're thinking about it and you can find it for $35 to $40, I say buy it. You won't regret it. You'll love it, and you'll carry it every day like I did. This is Hillbilly Heath. Have a lovely evening.